As smooth and stylish as the games the characters are from, this fighting game is definitely one to own. We just put the disc in, saw a myriad of options flash up, charismatic intro, and well, after that we dove right in. The characters are responsive, agile, and their movements fluid. It was a fun experience, and having Shoji Megura's music to listen to while your favorites beat up other people is quite awesome. The sheer amount of options means you won't be unprepared for the fight at all. We tried training mode, something called challenge mode, where you can practice specific combos and mechanics. It was really in-depth and welcoming to new players like me. The story mode, however, was insanely long-winded and full of text, which is good. I mean, fighting games need point pass dude A beats up dude B, which gets boring after a while. I was impressed with the game claiming it had 390 combos across all characters you could learn to perform and then master. The roster by today's standards isn't huge, but it includes most of the cast of Persona 4 and some cameos from Persona 3, notably older of course. They all handle differently, which is neat. More than that though, they handle how I feel they should. They sort of work as their characters' role elements would dictate. Yosuke, the Wind user, has lots of fast mid-range slashes and combos, absolutely a rusher. Accidentally did a thing where he got even faster, like impossibly fast. It was crazy awesome. After I thoroughly thrashed my poor partner and felt embarrassed about it, I decided to switch to the protagonist. And he's slower than Yosuke and instead uses mid to long range slash attacks. He's a pretty solid character to use. He didn't feel like he was too slow or too strong. Kind of like the actual main character in RPG games you used to get. Great but not amazing, all around good. I think I finished the test run of P4A by playing Yukiko. Her element is fire, and boy does she make use of it. She has what I'd hesitantly call elegant moves, lots of swings and flourish type fanciful movement. It's slow but has gigantic arc and range, and most of her attacks cause a little explosion optionally, which is nice. She's noticeably slower than the other characters though, but due to her range and sheer attack variety, it's still hard to defend against her. Or I got lucky and destroyed my partner again with a 29 hit combo on accident. I'm really not an observant guy, but this game has depth. I mean, you wouldn't think so if you open your command list to see what moves you could do, and you saw only about 12 of them. But the system behind it all is what is robust enough to give this fighting game variety. Counters, cancels, status effects. Hell, even continuously retreating as a defensive player is accounted for. You take more damage from a status effect if you keep running away. This is definitely your expected Atlus masterpiece.
The game is incredibly rich in its core mechanics, its secondary features, and in its presentation. Straight from the main menu you're given many avenues to explore, and each one of them is rewardingly deep, even the options menu. If you're familiar with the BlazBlue games, you probably won't find the adjustment to arena systems too jarring. The fluid jumping, forgiving combo timing, and flexible movesets bear quite a close resemblance to that series, but Arena easily has enough under the surface to make it unique. It's easy to jump in and start hammering away at the buttons and still have a good time. Combos tend to be fairly straightforward, so you can have plenty of chaotic fun accidentally stumbling across flashy moves, but the game definitely rewards learning its systems and characters to a deeper level, and players who take their time to truly master a character will have a huge advantage over button mashers, as they should. The mechanics are deceptively deep and will take some time to fully learn. The roster isn't huge, but the characters are very diverse. It extends the cast from the original Persona 4 game with some guests from elsewhere in the Persona universe, and they're a welcome and distinctive addition to the roster. Jumping straight in with a friend provides one of the most easily accessible and fun versus experiences that can be found in any fighting game, and this is where the game truly shines. The game has online play, of course, but like most fighting games, the multiplayer is best enjoyed locally. As far as single-player experiences go, the game suffers from verbosity a little bit. The story mode is extremely long-winded, another trait the game has in common with BlazBlue, and will give you a lot of dialogue between fights. There's a regular arcade mode for a quicker fix of the action, but even this has more filler text between bouts than usual, and it's difficult to jump in and get going with some quick combat if you're just looking to play against the computer. Character animations are fluid and satisfying. The backgrounds are vibrant, but I can't help feeling that one or two of them are a little too overbearing in their colour schemes. The on-screen action is intense, full of dense colours and flashy specials, but that fits perfectly with this sort of gameplay. The soundtrack is what you'd expect from a Persona game, unique, eclectic, and very memorable. The game is chock full of nice touches and user-friendly features, and is just as easy to get into for people who want some crazy button-mashy fun and those who like to get stuck in deep to a fighting game system. The only thing I can see that I really don't like about this game is that I haven't already been playing it for 9 months.